back to my channel. My name is Bukola. If you're just seeing me for the first time, thank you for coming, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. If you've been here before, thank you for always coming back. And of course, do not forget to click on the subscription button, the notification bell, so next time when I do drop a new video, you can be the first person to watch it, to share it, to make it. Leave me a comment, then we can talk. I'm always in the comment section, like I'll leave a comment under my video. And of course, I'm talking fast. This is who I am. Welcome to today's video, or today's vlog. It's a video actually, but anywho, today is going to be about life updates about me, well, where I'm at, what I'm doing, what got me here, how did I get here, that kind of situation. But anyway, I am a YouTuber who lives in the US, all the way from the United States, Atlanta, Georgia to be precise. ATL. ATL to be precise. And I have been in this country for 12 long years. I didn't realize the time has been well spent up until last week, the 14th of last week. I was driving to the farmer's market or something like that, and I said something about the date, and I was just like, hold on, today is the 14th. I've been in this country for 12 years. I landed exactly September 14, 2008 at the airport at Phil Jackson International Airport, and I was 17 years old when I landed in the US. And I remember looking around and just basically just thinking, like, when I landed, I was gonna start picking money, dollars on the floor. I had this vision in my eyes of how the US looks like, or what we've been hearing in the magazine, in the TV, from people who've traveled, and thinking I was going to be walking on gold, most especially. The roads are gold plated, and I would just start picking dollars, money, whatever currency they spend in this country. I start picking it up from the tree or from the floor. But no, it's not that way, you know. And you know, I had all of this in my head, and anyway, it wasn't the same. And I remember when I was got picked up from the airport by my father, and he was taking me home. I was just looking through the window of the car, and I was just like, I was surprised. You know, I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, it's not like there's anything here. But getting home on that day, September 14, 2008, it was actually Ramadan season. I'm an ex-Muslim, and I was fasting. Ramadan had just counted 14, 14. When I landed, I was fasting. I didn't eat in the airplane because I didn't want to break my fast, not realizing that I was traveling already in a different time zone, and I just, you know, I should have already ate. So when I landed, I was very hungry, and I told my father, I said, I'm hungry, I'm fasting, I need to break my fast, you know. And he was like, you didn't eat in the plane? I said, no, I didn't eat in the plane. So he took me to McDonald's, and he bought me a chicken nugget and some fries. And I tasted it, and I was just like, what is this? The taste was just bad. And he told me, he said, this is the American version of fried yam and fried chicken, like we would have back home from Mama Chidera or Mama Ngozi, somebody who sells food on the street, and it is called, fries and chicken nuggets. I was like, well, this does not taste like Mama Chidera's fries, no, not chicken. Anyway, so we got home, and he made me something to eat. That was my first time ever eating what they call, let's say, he said it was vegetable soup. My brother, it was just some quick spinach with some salt and ground pepper, a quick turn up on the stove, and he made me a bar with it, and I was just like, I said no thank you, and I didn't eat, and I went to sleep. I went to sleep like that. In between, I was also excited to be in the US, so I just didn't, I was not hungry, Anywho, first week went by, second week went by, and that was when it dawned on me that this is my reality now. This is my life. I won't have my mom here. I won't be able to see my mother because I had lived all my life with my mom. At 17 was the first time ever for me to lay my eyes on my dad. my father, you know. That was the first time for me seeing him, meeting him, you know. I'd seen picture years before, prior years before. I started seeing I started seeing pictures of him in 2000, and I can't remember anymore, 2002, 2004, something like that, you know. And just pictures of him then. Well, prior to then, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know the kind of person he is. So it was the first time meeting him, living with him, you know, just being around him, basically. You know, it dawned on me that this is life. Now, I've never lived more than 1 week away from my mom. Now, this is going to be my new life, my new reality in a foreign land, no man business, no, another man's land. And it dawned on me. And I remember crying by myself in the room when I looked through the window, and I couldn't hear my mom's voice. You know, my siblings, sisters and brothers, people in the neighborhood, you know, my friends next door and things like that, because it's pretty quiet here. I mean, I don't even know my neighbor. Like currently right now, I don't know who live close to me. I don't even know what she looked like. I think I've seen that one time or two times, and that's it. I haven't seen that since then. It dawned on me, like I said, and I just busted into tears. And I was just like, this is my life. The reality just checked it. I was still 17. And anywho, so that went by for a while. I lived with my father from that time up until 2014, when he finally kicked me out. He finally kicked me out. We will get through that story, just you know, nick peek around that story of how that happened just a tiny bit, you know. And living with my father for 6 years was not easy. And this video is not about bashing him, you know, he's who he is, you know, but it's just about me, my story, life update for the past 12 years. Just basically thanking God for how far, for the struggles, thanking God for the struggle, just appreciating his presence, like just appreciating the fact that God remembered me and he's still remembering me. You know, I went to college. I started college the year 2011. I started a community college called Georgia Perimeter College. Now they are not Georgia State University. I went there 2011. I started, it was in August 20th was the first day of class. I would never forget. It was the first day of class, and you know, I started school. I studied communication because I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to work on TV, radio station, anything that has to do with entertainment. So I went to school. I went there, and while I was there, things back home with my father was not fun. It wasn't the easiest to deal with, to live with, basically. I actually had to get a job. He told me to get a job, which I didn't mind getting a job because I wanted to, because financially he had his issues. He wasn't able to even attend to me as his child, or even, you know. So I was fine with getting a little job on the side, something to pay my phone bill, something for me to buy myself when I need to buy me, you know, maybe get my hair done, maybe buy me a lip gloss or something like that. So I was excited to get that, you know. So I got my first job at this clothing store called CW Price. I don't even think they have them anymore. I think they kind of closed down. And my first paycheck was $50. My first paycheck was $50. I was earning minimum wage, which was $7.25. I had work $7.25. I would work 16 hours a week. It was a part-time job, sometimes even less. Maybe it can be 10 hours a week, it can be 14 hours a week, but nothing more than 16 hours a week. I would do that. I would go to work, then, you know, in between that I was also go to school. Now, no one told me that schooling and working was not a good combination. My father did not tell me that. Rather, it was like, your mates are in this country. American children are exactly American kids. Their parents at the age of 18 to kick them out. So you to go and do something with your life. Go out there, go and work, go out and go to school, you know. So he didn't alert me about adulthood and working and schooling. So that actually took a toll on me. You know, I struggled basically through school. I struggled because I also had to get another job so I can help at home. I can help at home because he had issues, you know. I had to help pay the bills around the house. You know, I had to pay the cable bill, gas bill, bills, just bills basically. I had to pay around the house that I share with my father, you know, and it was not easy for me. So now I have two jobs. You know, I was working at this school as a work student study. That's what I call it, federal work study student. You know, yeah, that you work on campus and they pay you something. And I also have that job outside. So then schooling full time, working two jobs was not easy. It was a big struggle. Like I struggled a lot. I had many days where I just wanted to quit. Many days where I just wanted the day to be over just for that day, you know, so I can go to sleep and wake up and maybe just I don't know, start all over. Maybe a miracle would have happened. Great things would have happened. I would have just not have to work and just focus on school, you know. But it was not like that. Every day was a different thing. It was a different struggle. You know, I did everything I could to make sure that I passed all my classes, even though it was a struggle. You know, I had friends who would help me do my own work, my assignment, just make sure that we get things done. You know, we help each other, you know, and passing these classes, you know. I did that. You know, it was not easy, but I made sure it was done. And I got done. I just got done. I got done in 2014. It took that long. It took that long because, you know, the struggle was just real. The struggle was just real. You know, and I was on the bus. I was in the public bus. I caught the bus for a very long time. For everywhere I go, for everywhere I went, doctor's appointment, job interviews, everything, school, work, classes, anywhere I go, I was on the public bus, and it was not fun. It was not easy. But today, when I look back today, every time I see a public bus, I just thank God for my life. The public bus give me like a reminiscing of where I'm coming from. You know, like I said, my first 6 years living with my father was not fun, and I think I've gotten past that stage where I talk about him or what I went through with him, that I don't feel sad and cry. I don't do that anymore. Right now, it's just about, sometimes I can't even remember what happened, you know. Something has to trigger my brain for me to remember, oh, like, yeah, this happened, or I went through this with him, you know. So, like I was saying, every time I see a public bus, I just thank God. You know, the public bus is like a refreshment of how great God has been today. You know, how great my life has been in this country for 12 years, you know. Not having my mother, especially my mother, around, because my mom, she basically nurtured me. You know, I think any Nigerian parent who lives in Nigeria, if you have the average parent, good parent, you know, they basically just nurture you. Like, they just don't want you to do anything, you know. I still miss my mom, you know, even though I've been here for 12 years, I still do, because it's like I'm used to being by myself now. You know, that first 6 years I was depressed. I don't think it was called depression, but I noticed that most of the days when I'm home, I don't want to get out of bed. I just want to be home. I would cry. I had many days and many nights that I just cried. I would cry and just wet my pillow, you know, until I probably maybe doze off or something like that. You know, the next morning when I wake up again, I'm still here, the same person, just cry a lot more, you know. And, you know, it was not the best feeling, you know, but I thank God for how far He brought me. You know, I thank God for where I am, you know. When I look back now, 12 years after, 6 years after, when I look back now for that first 6 years of my life here in this country, you have to just thank God. You know, I feel like if I had not went through what I went through with him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Like today, I'm married. I met my husband 6 years ago, 2014. I met him the day my father kicked me out. The day he told me and said, "Get out of my house." Like today, you know, he had given me a date to move out, okay? But God is so good. I didn't meet that date. I moved out, I think the next day or the third day after he had threatened me to, after he had given me a date to move out. So, you know, I met my husband that same day that I was moving out. Was it that same day or the day before I met him, you know? and he was the guy who gave me a ride. I didn't even know what his name was. I was like, excuse